With my 7th and 8th graders at Addlestone this week, we discussed perhaps the most famous question associated with the holiday of Chanukah. And that is, why is this holiday an 8-day holiday? Of course, the Jewish people, as they rededicated the temple, they found just one flask of oil. They burnt it. They thought it would last just one night and they wouldn't be able to light the menorah for the next week. And instead, miraculously, the oil burned for 8 days straight. But that's not an 8-day miracle. That's 7 days that are miraculous. The first day, of course, the oil burnt. And the 7 additional days is what we should celebrate, 7 nights of Chanukah, to commemorate the 7 additional days that the oil burnt. And I shared with my class at Addlestone that there are hundreds of answers that have been suggested for this question. But I came across one this week of the Sfas Emes, which I think is a beautiful perspective, and then one that relates to our lives today. And he suggests, I believe, answering this question, he suggests that the miracle of Chanukah, or that extra miracle, was how would you feel after winning a battle, after winning a war? The Jewish people waged a war with the Greeks, and they miraculously were victorious. And how would you feel after winning that battle? I know for me, I would go home and maybe take a little rest. It's exhausting. They were out in the battlefield. They were totally exhausted. And yet, what did the Jewish people do at the time? They went to the temple. They went to search for oil and to light the menorah. So while, yes, that first night of the oil burning was not miraculous, but it was close to miraculous that the Jewish people, after engaging in war, had the energy to arrive at the temple. And that first night of Chanukah, or the 8th night of Chanukah, however you want to look at it, the additional night of Chanukah, we celebrate the effort of those Jewish people, despite the fact that they were exhausted, that they went to the temple to rededicate the temple, to rededicate the menorah. I believe this speaks to our lives today. Many of us are exhausted. We have a long day of work, a long day, whatever we're doing in our lives, a long week. And many of us, when it's time for a mincha, when it's time for Shabbos, we're just wiped. We're exhausted. We don't have time to go to the synagogue. We don't have time to go to a class. We don't have time to go to Shul Shabbos morning. We're just exhausted after a long day, after a long week. And perhaps, as we celebrate Chanukah this coming week, it's an opportunity for us to reflect on the excitement, on the energy of the Jewish people as they rededicated the temple. For us, each day, each week is an opportunity to rededicate ourselves, to find that passion despite the fact that we may be exhausted by all our responsibilities in our world today, but to find the time and to find the mental energy to be able to engage in that which is important to us, to come to our synagogues, to rededicate ourselves to service of God. And as always, I wish you all a wonderful Shabbos, and may we all have a happy Chanukah as well.